Epic saxophone action. What is up? Okay. What? There we go. Okay. Wobamo. So this is the reference. Give me a second here. Running a little slow. I don't know if I like this browser. Okay. What to focus on? Good old Bagner. How you doing, man? So what to focus on? What to add, edit in the far background. Ignore large building for now. Ignore large building for now. It's the last thing that will be made. The bridge is priority number 1 right now. Okay. Just move this here. We'll just switch between these. Back and forth. Actually, I'm just gonna we're going in. It's happening. Wow. Apparently it wanted my whole. That's cool. Oh no. Full screen does just that. It's full screen. Okay, so we got the concept here. Oh man, more saxophone. I don't know. Well, I'm just catching him in chat here for a second. Stillman, what's up, dude? Saxy sax. For anyone who's curious and can't hear the music on YouTube, saxophone's playing. Okay, so let's look at the bridge here. So we got this concept. We've got some breaks here. There's a lot of overgrowth happening here. This is interesting, actually. So we could get really technical with the top edge of this, or we could keep it pretty simple. So right now, you can see where your edge is breaking. Let me zoom in here. We're gonna get super close. So you've got this edge here. It's kind of like lifted up. If you could make the top of the wood material blend with this in some form, that would be a big win for you. Because I think where you're seeing these is how you're getting that, like, oh, it's geometry still, right? It's like you're getting this weird kind of feathering effect. So you could do a couple of things. You could place cards on the top similar to grass. Just a bunch of little fringy little, Chris Rasby probably has a pretty good example that he could link if he wants to, of just like lots of little cards and stuff that kind of break up the edge and kind of give it a fuzziness on the top. The other more old school way, I guess you could do it, is you could make a texture. Let's see here. Just gonna do that. Oh man, that's super blue. So you could make a texture where, there we go. Wait a second here, just get some. So you could make a texture where the center is like the top of the moss, and then you could have your alpha going out like this on both sides, and you could have that tiling this direction. So you could map it just along a strip, and then you're just making like, if you were to do like a cross section of the beam, like here's so there's your beam, and you could go up like this and go over and then back down. And then you could take from the side view, you could take the edge and bring it up and down a little bit. You get a little bit of skewing. Yeah. Trying to think of some other stuff you could do. You could, this gets a little crazy, but from here to here could be a tileable material that tiles into itself. So like where it ends here, it starts here again, right? So within this tiny space, it tiles. And then with that, you could have that tile wherever you want, and then you could map these uniquely across the edge of this. Oh, why can't I? So and then you could do this, right? And then where they meet, they're tiling. So the seam between it never is really shown. So that's the moss stuff. When I look at the rest of the scene, let's I did draw on it. Stop it. Stop it. We didn't even need that. What are we doing here? So I look at the bridge though. Getting the bridge tilting and maybe further out, I think maybe the FOV could help. You see how like this pointing out a little bit more, and then just getting, man, I think right now it's just kind of the mossy stuff is kind of breaking down. This is only if we're looking at the bridge up close. The bridge that's in the distance, like that's when you start getting like, all I'm seeing are these straight lines, which screams digital. You know what I mean? I use a red so it's easier to see. So like very straight. It does shrink because of perspective and stuff, but everything's super straight. This collapsed, right? So like, I'm assuming that's a collapse. So like, instead of having this drop down like that, maybe having that break, and then you've got a break here. Maybe a beam that was left here, just to see the broken pieces and how it's kind of all falling apart. Doing something to these beams so that the silhouettes kind of break up a little bit. Either like tying rope between some of them, some stuff that's stuck to the bottom of them that makes the base a little bit wider, or like doing the same thing you're doing with the moss here. Like see if I drop this and kind of just like that alone probably would help. Maybe like the ropes I was talking about. Sorry, I'm doing this with a mouse. So like that kind of breakup is really good. And then like none of these beams are continuous, at least for like visual sake. So like this just becomes a straight line, right? This thing here. If there was a way to like tilt and wobble the bridge as it makes its way towards the tower, that would help a lot and give you a much more dynamic kind of shape. Little bit of sag in the bridge could be kind of cool. So it's like rotting and kind of giving way. Let's see what the other thing too is like in the concept, it looks like it's actually quite close to the water. I think that's where the water is, and then it's reflecting. So the beams are actually quite short. I think if you were to actually just straight up take the bridge and let me see what it looks like back there. Yeah, just take the bridge and the tower and this land piece and just lower it to here. You'll actually get a higher angle on the top of the bridge, which will expose the beam that's behind this one, and it'll probably look more dynamic. And then again, kind of mess with the wobbliness of it. This stuff over here looks pretty good. This type of treatment, this little micro detail stuff here. I think, let me see if there's a better, yeah, see you're kind of doing it here. But just getting some breakup around the edge here so it's not such a straight line. Like, it would end up coming forward more, but I think the overall look you would get, oh, I can't do that right now. It's like, can I paint this? No. What? You think you can paint? I can't paint. Especially not with a mouse. But like breaking up that edge is going to be big. Because then everything kind of blends together and you kind of lose sight of like the digital aspects of it. And then you've got this tree line here. Like just keeping that going. Maybe, let me see what the concept. Yeah, see how like this stuff like back here goes quite a bit back in space. Getting some of these to be quite a bit lighter would, a tad bit, if you will. And then maybe like double the amount back there just so that you can get some of that action. These trees in this one are pretty interesting. Oh, it looks like you're starting to take the pass on that as well. Yeah, it's the moss and the ivy type looking stuff that it looks like you're having a hard time with right now. See these like little strandy things? It's like little tiny vine root things. Like you could make like a texture that's just kind of doing that with an alpha and just kind of wrap that around some things and place it in planes. Probably keep them pretty subtle though, and maybe a little dark, just so that they're there and present as like a detail, but they don't draw the attention. You want them to blend in pretty closely, I think. The other way you can do that too is the texture that's in the wood is bringing some of the same values and color into the wood material will help blend that all together, so you're not really catching that it's separate. These little openings too, you can see you've got the moss kind of dropping down through there as well. I would take a look at this with albedo only as well, just to see where things are balancing. But I know you want to focus on the bridge right now. I would suggest solving these bigger things like this bridge and like how this land overall like basic shape is. Like I know it's man-made, it looks like. Yeah. And then just getting kind of like the major, like you already kind of are doing it, but like get the major stuff in there. Get that all blocked out. Solve the bridge and its angle and stuff. It looks like Chris has helped a lot. And then, yeah, and then start focusing on these details that we've been talking about. And I think you'd be in a good spot. And hopefully what Chris is saying in chat, since I couldn't keep up with it as well, was good. I'm sure it was. Chris is, he's got them skills. All right, next up we've got Gallagher. Hey, Dan, there's no specific reference on this project, but main inspiration was Dark Souls, the series. or this series that is Dark Souls. Interesting in so you're interested in having a look at the composition, lighting, and the overall feeling. Let me see what we're dealing with here. Mm. Mm. Hang on here. So right off the bat, how's that wide screen look to you versus like the whole shot? You're clipping, or like with this view, we're clipping a lot of stuff. Like it sucks we're clipping the head here. This character isn't the focus though. It's more this area. Let's go ahead and do a new. Okay. So right off the bat, this looks pretty cool. Lighting direction is really strong. Looks good. If we do like a blur test on it really fast. I like the color in here. Be careful when you add your albedo, because like it'll be really easy to lose this that detail. Okay, so composition, lighting, overall feeling. So lighting, I would say, is quite strong. I think the brightness of this light here is probably brighter than this one. And the brightness of those is kind of drawing your attention away from the centerpiece, which is this guy with the candles. I like the detail on the ground. Modeling these out is pretty cool. Approaching modeling this type of stuff out, I think maybe building a few of the pieces, maybe like a chunk of it, and then just placing those together, and then having a single tile that you can use to kind of blend those all together is probably the best way to approach that. That way you're not sitting there trying to make this whole floor unique. Some subtle light in the statue in the middle. I mean, are there two statues there, or is there... Well, I'm getting weirded out. There's like 4 arms, but then it looks like shadow-wise there's a creature behind him. I mean, it would be hard to explain, but you could put some light here on the hand and maybe a little bit under this hand. I think maybe by like... They're 4 arms? Dude, that's crazy. Whoa, these guys in the back. Oh man, this thing just keeps getting creepier. I think if these weren't candles and this was more of like this. Whoop. You know what I mean? Obviously, that was the perfect composition skill going on there. Those bigger fires or flames may allow you to get a little bit more light here. Maybe a little bit here. Smile. Other than that, I don't think so. Remove the arms from the praying statues for extra creepy. The swords around it are pretty cool. I would love to see long-term candles, if you know what I mean. So the candles that have been there so long and they've just melted away. Like you're kind of seeing it here. Those ones are pretty short. Getting maybe some more range and variety on the length of the candles. Compositionally, this is looking pretty solid though, and I like the lighting direction. Again, I just say be careful with how bright these are by comparison of the central portion of the scene. That's some good photoshopping skills, Din. Thanks. Man, that's a heavy song. Yeah, so if you're going to have this stuff right here pretty close, this is the perfect opportunity, you know, to get some drip going on. With my sick mouse skills. So good. So good. Season Drag, dude. Thanks for the tier 1 sub, man. Thanks, man. Much appreciated. If you're in the Discord, make sure to attach your Twitch to your Discord, and you will get access to the sub-only channel, where you get lots of pictures of dogs and random photos that I take on the street. Which, by the way, I got a super weird one. How often is it that you get a picture of an entire box of Q-tips spilled in the mud? Josh or Daniel haven't made that substance. Not yet, at least. Now that I've said that, it's probably going to happen. I'm like, see, I did it. Yes. Let's see here. This scene's pretty next month's material challenge. That's a pretty good one. It sounds like some mud Q-tips need to be scanned. I was surprised by how clean they were, considering that they actually had gone through the mud. It's impressive. This is a pretty dope scene, though. I'm curious as to, like, when you take something this far, is it already unwrapped? Or, like, how much reuse have you done so that maybe you do this pillar and then all the pillars are done? It's pretty cool, though. I like it. Nice addition of bones. I feel like maybe there could be some other, I don't know. You don't want it to be, especially if their detail on this gets a little bit higher than, like if there's a pattern that's on here and like an edge shape to it, then you just want to leave this area pretty open. Maybe putting a few bones out here would help explain that these are bones. And then make sure to bevel them edges. Gotta bevel them edges. Yeah, possible next month's material challenge. Who knows, right? All right. Overall feel of this is pretty strong, though. I think you know exactly what you're making. Vince, mostly my imagination, but the Google searches, or with Google searches for the shapes of walls. Nothing specific on this one. Let me take a look really fast. All right. This one is actually, so take a look at this. So materials are pretty interesting. Scale is kind of weird. Everything's strangely dirty. Like, I guess having an understanding of where like damage and age occurs is important, and then understanding where railing is and where it isn't and why. Scale of the materials is also looking a little weird here. Oh, nice, Chris. Thanks for doing that. Christopher Radsby dropping some critiques. Sick, brah. I probably lost subs for that. I don't care. It's fine. It's fine. So understanding the scale of things is really important. This is why reference is key. Unsubbing. Watch it takes the $5 back. Crippled. So it is an interesting space, but you can tell that you didn't go off reference, or like you're just building shapes and stuff. I like these little extra details, little cables and stuff. Lighting artists would be so happy with you to know that you're explaining how light is powered. I'm like not even kidding. It is important. Oh yeah, man. You explain like, all right, Virus. Thanks for hanging out, man. Thanks for the resub, by the way. It means a lot, dude. Yeah, the other thing that's interesting is the ceiling, how blank the ceiling is. I guess maybe the way it's cast. But like by looking at reference, you'll understand where they tend to store things. Like you must have looked at something because you've got like cables and wires and stuff, and like they're on the wall. You've got these support beams. The beams that are going horizontally are pretty thin. So structurally, it doesn't look very stable. Definitely look at reference. Overall, it looks pretty cool though. It's missing out on a lot of material definition. Oh, nice. Just kind of random details in the roughness. That's cool. Oh man, metalness. Look at that metal. Look at that metal. Bumby, how you feeling? Is that a tad bit gray for you? So for metalness, you could probably just stick with things closer to black and white. You're already out. Come on, Bumby. It's a disappointment gif. Ambient occlusion. Definitely look at reference, but this looks like it was a fun exercise and you enjoyed yourself. So that's, in the end, that's all that matters, right? Accept growth. If you want growth, reference. All right, next up. Judd, this is a test. Testing things for Din. Oh, that's good. I like it. I thought you actually sent me something when you told me that you'd sent some stuff. Philippe, Derp Hitman, buddy. So laundromats in general. Some reference here. Let me highlight that. Oh yeah. Clinton Crumpler, dude. That's some good laundromat action going on there. Look at that detail. Oh my god. So let's pull your stuff up here. Oh yeah, man. Nice. They measured everything by hand. 11 out of 10. Dude, that needs to be a shirt. 11, 10 out of 10. um, this is pretty cool. So attention to detail is great. The size of the fans feel a little small. I wonder if... So that's just my gut instinct that the fans look a little small because obviously I'm not looking at reference, right? The tiles feel a little small maybe. And then what's up here? Sometimes there's signage up here, and other times maybe like just some aging where it meets the ceiling and maybe the wall or the support beams. The light is a bit broken. Excuse me. Yeah, I feel like these tiles, maybe the gaps between the tiles might be a little too wide. Or maybe the tiles are just tiling a lot. Other than that, having these hanging signs, having stuff on the beams might help. You can definitely tell you were looking at reference though. Dude, folding tables. What? Whoa, that song. That song has a dark intro. Haven't done the decal pass yet. That's going to be huge. The washers and dryers look pretty good though. Scale of the door looks pretty good. The floor, yeah. So I guess the thing you have to ask yourself is like, what made Clinton's look so good? Okay, I can't. Nope. What made Clinton's look so good, right? Needs more panty themes. Yeah, see the breakup on the wall and like where things meet and like the dirtiness of like where things meet the wall and have been there for a while. See signage on the walls. Decal pass is going to be huge, I think. I think let me look here. I think material definition is going to be key. And like not because you should copy him or anything, but like you see how the back wall has like the kind of like baseboard and then the trim at the bottom. So you got those two things, and then that gives you some grounding for where dirt or grime or dirtiness can build up. And then like that allows you to separate the colors too, which can be pretty interesting. If you were to cut it here and then make this painted white, then it would work with the floors more, and then the floors feel more involved. More involved with the scene together, like melting everything together. I'm starting to lose my words. This angle, though, as well as is pretty cramped. I wonder if either making the room a little bit wider or shrinking these tables would help. Little heaps of laundry. Yeah. Yeah, that would do it. This, I don't know if this is too particular, but this bugs me that the clock is bigger than the pillar. So MJG said he did some serious fog, light, and LUT work in the inn for polishing. Visited the CGMA class from him. He did many decals, dirt on walls, and spent a long time on materials. I think the laundry scene is also able to take... What? I think the laundry scene is also able to take a look at. It's in his store. Oh. In case you want to do that, do an in-depth look. That would actually probably be a really good exercise, honestly, because you can see how he puts stuff together. I mean, this is looking cool, though. I think understanding how the structure is put together and getting that all kind of locked down, and then maybe adding a little bit more room so that doesn't feel so cramped compositionally, and I think you're in a good spot. Material definition is key, though, and then obviously the lighting and LUT work is going to be what takes it to the top. I think with his stuff, at least, that helped a lot. As you see, the shadows have some color to them. My lips are getting chapped. Too much water, guys. They said water was good for you. What is this? Hopefully that was helpful. We got one more, which is Curious Antics. So this is the concept that she was given. So I'm already immediately, I'm like, oh, wow, that is some serious height fog. And those are some serious spikes that you could Mortal Kombat fall on. Although they're huge. Like I think that's a door. If you fall on that, it'll just cut you in half. Oh no, we're in Imager again. Oh, relighting. Oh. New lighting pass. Okay. So let me look at so in the concept, there's not a lot of focus on this stuff that's going on in the background, and in your piece, that definitely takes like front and center. You have to be really unlucky to fall on one of those spikes. No problem, Hitman. I like how that one has fallen down there. I think the focus being put on the background kind of takes away from the overall scene. I think bringing in the fog, similar to the concept, could be really interesting. When you like see the brightness of the windows in the back is similar to the brightness of the rest of the scene, at least in the concept. Let's see what else is going on here. The scale of the chains, like in the concept, it's very clear. The size of each link is quite large, and I think your scene could benefit from maybe exaggerating the links a little bit. Those links are modeled, aren't they? I guess the other thing that's kind of weird is the links are very clean as far as like how they're formatted together. Straight up Saruman on those spikes. What's up, Volt? Cubasaur, how you doing? Thanks for coming by. Let's see here. Yeah, I think getting in that ground fog and bringing in the spikes would be really cool. So not really seeing it yet. The other thing is I really like the addition of all the little arrows that have shot all over the place. Let me see. There's a good, like, yeah, you see all the little tiny arrows? But it's a detail that's kind of lost. The other thing that is kind of like giving me an itch is the just the simplicity of the geometry. So like this wood board, dude, this song. So this wood board is very clean, or in as far as geometry goes. Giving it a little bit more thickness and beveling those edges to help like get the light to wrap around, it would really help. Let me see if I can. Whoa. Look in front of you. Italomac, thanks for the follow. Give me a second here. I'm going to get the Moto up. I can show you really quickly. Why is Moto taking so long to start? Chris, I don't know if you've noticed, but the most recent Moto takes a while to start up. I don't know why. But, yeah. There it is. Oh, I have no license. What is this? Let me log in here. You're just considering Blender? I know what you mean, man. Look at this. Look at that. Anyways, let's Hitman, whoa, buddy. Let's bring in a really simple. So this is the last critique. So I'll just build this stuff out really quickly, and then I gotta get out of here. Okay, so we have these shapes, right? And I think, where are we at? So in here, these boards are pretty thin, but they're tall. So let's do that really quick. So it's probably more like that. So get maybe a little bit more strength. I'll undo that. So what you want to do is maybe add a little bit more thickness. Let's grab these guys, and then we'll just bevel these. So when you bevel these, not only beveling, but like, I'm going to use this vert, or these two verts, as like the support vert that every other edge will connect to. So what you can do is select these guys. And then if you do Shift C, you can slice. So you can see, and it's only slicing on what's selected. And then I can just press Control T. So keep it poly count a little bit lower, and then not as long triangles. So with these, you can do stuff like bend stuff around. Maybe I want to take these and do that, and then lower it. Because that, even though subtle, at angles where you see it dead on, it's going to be much more like dynamic in the shape. Predak, what's going on, man? Hey, thanks for the follow, dude. We're about to get out of here, but I hope you guys will join me again on Monday. Monday, we're actually going to be looking at continuing detail work on the tree. For the people that just joined, I will actually I'll load the tree up really fast so you can see what we're going to be looking at on Monday. I'll load it in here while Unity is loading up. So this is the guy we're working with right now, and we're trying to start the detail work of like placing all of the little vines and plants and stuff. Depending on how, oh no, is Unity, oh no. I installed the new Unity and it's trying to start the new Unity. I'm gonna look at that later. Anyways, yeah, this is the centerpiece of the scene. Dang. It's not broken, but it takes a little while to recompile it. I don't want to have to do that on stream. My voice is all you need. I don't know, man. I don't know about that. Anyways, thanks for hanging out, guys. Enjoy the rest of your week. I believe tomorrow is Friday. So enjoy your Friday and have a relaxing weekend. And don't forget to join the Discord. Just thanks for hanging out, and let me do some filters here. So C-Drag, Jut, Virus, Ricky, thank you for the subs, And for the follows, was it Pre-Drad Pesic 16? Thanks for follow. Italomech, thank you. Derp, thanks for finally following me. A Fallen Cinder, Ross Comac, Rubber Duck. Thanks for the follows, guys. Dinar, thanks for the follow. All right, guys. Have a good week. Yeah. I will see you Monday. Big version of me incoming. So you don't know what I'm dancing to if you're watching me on YouTube. So hopefully you got some music going and I'm dancing right. Can you imagine if it's metal and I'm like, oh man, this is the craziest death metal you've ever experienced. All right, thanks for coming, guys. See ya.